I don't even know who was supposed to be watching her. This is our mistake. We didn't know who was supposed to be watching her.
I was actually.
Oh, shame on you. Anyway, Mom comes downstairs from just doing a meeting or something like that. She's like, hey guys, where's Hunter? We're like,
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jackie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hi everybody, my name is Bella and I'm in here with Crissy, Abbie, and my mom. And today we are going to be podcasting on the different tips and tricks we do for a less stressful household and what that means for us.
Yeah, where should we start?
I don't know. There's so many different things that we do that help create less stress and less friction in the house. And it can range in so many different ways, whether it comes to meal prep or cleaning or even just being ready on time to go to places, whatever it is. We've learned how to work as a team in multiple ways to make it less stressful in our household.
Mm-hmm. Right. What do you think, Ab? Where should we start?
Yeah, we were talking about a couple of things, whether it's like, we call it meal prepping, which is getting the meals ready for such a big family. It's not as easy because it requires steps. Like, you got to get the groceries, you got to make a list, you got to figure out what recipes you're even going to be doing, and like ones that are big enough, or how much we need to make, and then when are we going to make them in between our busy schedule here to make
and also
that
it doesn't help that the meal prepping lasts only 1 or 2
Exactly.
days.
Yeah,
we have a lot of
most
kids that eat
meal
a
prep
lot
for a week.
Oh yeah,
we don't meal prep for 2 days.
Yeah, we meal prep several meals
In our
for
fridge
2
is full.
days. So we have like 3 days a week that we meal prep, and we can't even call it meal prep. We can just call it like making our food because it only lasts like a day or two. Like, it's
And we have 3 fridges full of food and it only lasts 2 days.
Yeah. So the kids were asking me, they're like, Mom, when did you start preparing us to help with like meals? And I was thinking about this for a while. And, when the kids were really little, I had like full-time help that would help make the meals and stuff like that for us, which was awesome. And then as they got older, we still had like a house manager to help some days a week.
Oh yeah.
But then and I think it was really good when you got to study from her. You got to study from Heather, who is our our home manager there. And she helped with
so good.
prepping meals for us. It was delicious. So good. And she would make all kinds of yummy meals, and she was really good about allowing you guys to get in and help out.
Oh yeah, for sure. She let us taste them and see what it would like, if we needed to add more or less of certain things, and always let us watch her do it and give us a chance to do, even if it took more time than if she did it on her own. So she was really good about that.
And I think you guys were around what, like maybe 10?
Yeah, probably around 10.
I think 10, 11,
Yeah, maybe around 10 years old was when we started being like, okay, on top of normal chores of the house, we're going to start making some meals together. And so Heather would help walk that through with you. Mm-hmm. And then eventually on the days that she didn't work, it would be like, okay, so what meals could you guys help make? You know what I mean? Even at your age, what would be helpful for our house to eat? And some of them started even with just breakfast.
Some of them started with like going from mac and cheese and then to quesadillas and then like simple, easier meals. And then when we were doing harder meals, Mom would usually be like the main chef and we'd be kind of her sous. But then it eventually got to, hey girls, can you try making that on your own? I'll be just right over here working on some like making a phone call or whatever. And then if you guys need me, just tell me. Yeah, it was like how we started out with, first of all, we were all younger. So it wasn't like we needed these nice, like, almost, like, it was like we still had kid meals because all of us were still, like, at a younger age. So it was like we could still start simple when we were starting to cook. And at first it was like we'd help maybe shred the cheese with Mom. Like, we'd be almost like her sous. She'd be the main, and we'd start learning from her. How can we help with the age that we are right now with being careful at the same time because we're still learning at the same time. But that would help us with Mom, like being able to help with the house so it's not stressful for her to feel like she has to make all the meals for all 6 kids right here. And it's just, it can be stressful. It can sometimes be stressful. So when you have the helpful hands and it's an organized way, it makes it lots more stress-free.
And fun.
Mom was very strategic. She had us read the directions to her, like, hey guys, what do we do next? Or maybe find the different spices
Yes.
or cut up the onions, whatever it was. There was just these little things that we could learn and keep learning that we didn't even realize that we were learning how to cook. We just realized, oh, I just have to do this task, you know?
Right.
But Mom was teaching us all the simple ways that we could help at our age that we maybe didn't even comprehend that we'd be able to, like, put them all together and make a meal in the future, but you were very strategic about that.
Right. So I think it started as simple as that when you were younger. And then other examples of helping you guys get involved to make, again, tasks less stressful for just one person in the house is learning how to even clean up all that stuff. I don't know how many times you meal prep and you do all this stuff, and the cleanup is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so making sure, again, that like when we do, this is all part of working together. Not one person just gets to clean up everything, right? And so that was one area that we definitely started to help make it easier in our family. I think some more tricks and stuff were definitely having a almost like a little mini calendar every day.
Right.
You know, we were really good at making sure everybody knew ahead of time what the expectations were each week. And I think we talk about the importance of that, but even to this day, you guys will say, hey, what's the game plan for the next 2 days? What's going on?
Right, like how we do our 5 minutes before bed.
Right.
Guys, this is what's happening tomorrow. This is what I need your help with. This is what time we'll start. This is what time we'll get done. I can pick you up for basketball, Bella, at this time. We have Drew's game at this time, things like that.
And that leads into all of us needing to be ready on time for
Good
those
job.
certain things that we're going to. So let's say that we're like, okay, so Bella's basketball practice is at 5:00 tomorrow, and Drew's has a game at 6. Whoever wants to drop Bella off can go at this time. Whoever wants to go to Drew's game can go at this time. But Mom and Dad, they aren't going to repeat a million times what time we're leaving. That's when it comes to, if you want to leave at 5, you have to be ready at 4:30. So let's say that they wanted to leave 10 minutes early and get there a little bit earlier. We're all still ready because we all need to be ready, we all need to be ready with like the right clothes on and the right, like whatever equipment we need to bring 30 minutes early so we can all get out the door on time.
Yeah, we have a rule at our house that if we want to leave the house, let's say like at 4:30, all kids have to be ready, prepped, and ready to go by 4.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're not running up at 4:10. I'm not calling for you to help me at 4:15 to put the dogs away. Like everybody's upstairs ready to leave at 4. Shoes, coats, equipment, everything ready to go. And that was a lesson we learned to make it easier in our family because so many times we'd be trying to, hey, we got to leave at 4:30, and then everyone's coming up at 4:30.
Yeah.
And then here, okay, well, who didn't put away, the dogs? Who didn't clean up, the food that's on the counter? Who didn't help Hunter maybe get her shoes on, And here I'm running around, and then we're going to be 15 minutes late because I'm going to pick that stuff up, right? While everybody else is waiting in the car at 4:30.
And I remember it also put you in, a couple of times, it put you in a bad position because there'd be times where you're like, hey, girls, I have a coffee date. So if you guys want, you can invite a couple of friends to the tennis courts. I'll drop you off beforehand. And then I'll go to my coffee date, pick you up after, and we'll go home. And I remember a couple of times we weren't ready earlier before we made this rule. And it put you in a bad position because you're like, girls, this isn't worth all this stress and everything. So next time, I'm just not going to bring you because it's not fair.
Right. So that was another trick that we learned early on is 30 minutes before where we go, everybody has to be ready like we're walking out the door.
Right.
And that way if anybody needs last minute help, meaning anybody, Dad or I,
Right.
we can ask for help.
Because a lot of things, like with sports and everything, our mom and dad have a really busy schedule, so it really cuts closer to them. Like, we have more of a free time to be able to get ready. Mom and dad give us a lot of freedom to choose, like, okay, it's time to get ready. That's why we set that 30-minute time before so we can choose, like, when
That's
are you going
right.
to start getting yourself ready? But you need to be up here 30 minutes before because we might be just coming right off of a Zoom call.
Right.
And it's like, Mom comes in, she's like, I need some help. I need 30 minutes help so we can get out the door on time. And before, when we didn't have that minute, it'd be like she'd come in and we'd still be getting ready. So then that 30 minutes would happen right when we had to leave. So
Right.
then we'd be
And
like
then we were late.
15, 30 minutes late.
All right. What's another trick or trade that we have for here?
Well, one thing that we do, let's say that we're cleaning the house and maybe company's coming or even just our house gets messy with 6 kids, 3
Yes.
dogs. We just need to clean it up, you know? So what we do is mom will tell us, here are all the responsibilities that
Yes.
need to be completed. So everybody's aware of that. Then she goes through, what do you want to take up? What do you want to take up? So by the end, we have all the tasks distributed. So then, like, well, let's say we're starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and we'll probably go until 3 or 4, you know? So then we all know our task, we all know what to do, and then we can work seamlessly with each other instead of arguing, hey, I wanted to do that,
Yes.
or you're taking my spot, or wait, what do I need to do now? There's no confusion, no arguments, just everybody does their thing and does it in a timely manner.
Yeah, I think one of it is specifically with that is, again, and we said it earlier, is we don't want to repeat ourselves several times. So when I know, hey, tomorrow's going to be some cleanup time, and so I want us to start at 3 o'clock, and I want to do it for a couple hours, guys, then normally you're like, great, Mom, can everyone come upstairs so we can hear what the plan is? And again, I say it one time, who's going to take care of the bathrooms? Who's going to take care of the floors? Who's going to take care of the counters? Whatever it is. And then there's no arguing. So like Bella's not like, hey, I wanted to do that. Or Druce's is like, I didn't hear that. You know, like we can all be very on the same page. And therefore, if I have other stuff I have to get done during the time and the job wasn't done well, I'm not getting upset with everybody. I'm going to the
Right.
person, hey, you know, I asked you to clean these counters really nice, and this is not our standard. You know, I'm going to need you to redo all this. You know, and it's not the whole team.
Right.
Right, so then you know exactly who did it wrong, not everybody's confused, like, wait, what? I didn't even do that, you know?
Right. What's another trick that we do, guys? What would you say?
I know one thing that we enforced probably a year ago was you gotta get up at whatever time you need in order to be upstairs at this time. So then we weren't all waking up at one time and all of us getting there at different times, whether it's because me and Ellie switch off on doing laundry duty and all the different chores and everything. We have to get that done earlier
Yes.
before everyone wakes up. Like, just we're supposed to like get all the loads ready and everything like that so everyone can fold and put away their clothes. And so one of the things that Mom and Dad made the rule of is if I need everyone upstairs in order to eat breakfast, get everything tidy, get ready for the day and everything like that at 9:30, then you all wake up at the time you need to in order to be ready for that. And so I
Yes.
think that was a big thing.
Yeah, and also there was another thing, talk about time, is there's certain of us, like I feed some of the dogs and Ellie gets to feed another dog. A rule that we had is because we'd start getting lazy and not wanting to feed them like at the time they needed to be fed, and it kept getting pushed later and later, and the dogs would get super hungry and they're like, where's my food? And then there's been times where they wouldn't even get fed a day.
By mistake.
Once. But there's a rule that was set on schoolwork days specifically because it's such a crazy schedule, like with all the schoolwork and moving schedules on both the parents and us. Feeding the dogs has to be done by 1. That's the thing. Like, it has to be done by 1 because then you can get going on with your productive time, because that's like our second leg of getting some stuff done. Like we have our
Yes.
morning leg and then we have like our afternoon section. So it's like you got to feed the dogs on time so you're on time for yourself.
Yep.
So then you don't need to cut into your other time
So
of
good,
having
honey.
productive time.
Another thing I know we learned and implemented is, especially once Hunter was in our family, who's going to help with her?
Yeah.
Typically, I designate one person per day. So like if I have meetings for the day or if I'm going somewhere for the day and I need somebody to look after her, and she's getting older now, but, still like we want to make sure somebody's looking after the 6-year-old. Not everybody's so busy running around. She's just, getting lost in the shuffle somewhere.
Because once we were supposed to be, I don't even know who was supposed to be watching her. This is our mistake. We didn't know who was supposed to be watching her.
I was actually.
Oh, shame on you. Anyway, Mom comes downstairs from just doing a meeting or something like that. She's like, hey guys, where's Hunter? We're like, I'm not sure. And she was like, seriously, where is my child? So Hunter has these leopard print pajamas on, and she was wrapped in a leopard print blanket. So she legit did camouflage.
Yes.
And I was like, I think she's under this blanket. So what happened is I think she fell asleep on the couch when she was like playing around or whatever. And so she was so quiet, she didn't even hear us when we were calling for her. So we found her camouflaged to this leopard print blanket because somebody didn't keep an eye on her. And yeah, that was the time.
So that was a lesson learned.
Exactly.
That we're going to have one person in charge of her. So when I'm leaving to do something or going to a meeting or doing something, like I can call home and be like, so how's Hunter doing? And ask that person instead of everyone saying, I don't know, I think she's in the leopard print blanket asleep.
Right?
Yeah, that's another good one. What's another one that you guys can think of that we work on?
Well, one thing that we do is after every time we eat or do a meal or meal prep or whatever, we always make sure that we clean up before we leave the room. So every single person is there cleaning, not just like the last person who is on the counter having to clean up everything. It's, hey guys, we have to clean this up before, everybody disperses and gets back to their work. Let's clean this up right after we eat. Therefore, we don't forget. It's like habit stacking. After we eat, we're going to go, we're going to clean up the kitchen. So that was really important.
And sorry, you can go, Bella.
I was saying, or like the different things that we established when we were younger. We all used to have like this one colorful chair that we would sit on, and our different spots, and then it'd be like that person sitting in this chair for whatever, let's say a month, and I'll know who didn't clean their chair in their spot after they ate, and I'll talk to that person, but then no one else gets blamed. And also, it keeps all of us accountable.
Whenever you got really into books, remember you'd keep books on your chair?
Oh, yeah, I was like sitting on books on my chair.
Yeah, she had this tiny corner for her to sit on, and the rest was filled with books that she would read while she was eating. And she was like doing so many book series at the same time that she literally probably had 10 books on her chair, on her eating chair, and she barely had any place to sit.
That's
I was like,
funny.
how can you do that?
Well, she had a little butt, so she didn't need a lot of room.
True.
Right?
That's funny.
Another thing that we established, it's kind of been, we've had it before, but it's like been make sure it's been reinforced and kind of modified to our time now is we got to make sure all chores are cleaned up or done before we have any like fun time at night. Before we have, it's like screen time. We get some time to just relax and enjoy yourself.
Watch a movie.
Yeah, mom and dad are going to have
like
some time to talk if they wanted to. And then like all of us are just going to have some free time to do what we want. But we got to make sure all of our chores are done. Like laundry needs to be done. Dishwasher needs to be done. If mom wants the counters clean, that needs to be done before we can do anything we want. We need to make sure all that's done. And like ask mom again, hey, is there anything else that needs to be done before I relax? 'Cause otherwise, what it was in the past was mom would keep calling us up like, hey, you guys didn't finish this. You got to pause. And then it just would be like.
Not relaxing.
Yeah, not relaxing at all because you get called up 5 minutes later to something that you, quote unquote, forgot to do.
Yeah, typically we have a cutoff time. We try to have everything cleaned up, done, as if like we can put the whole house to bed like at like 8:30 or something. And then if everything's done, now everyone's free to have their free time, right?
And that means like showers because the thing was here in Idaho, especially in summer, the sun is out for so long. It like does not go to bed till like 10. The sun is like out for that long.
Yeah, in summertime,
And so we'd be showering so late, and by then not even the house is cleaned up. So even if let's just say in the summer, we're not going to shower right away. We got to make sure everything else is done.
Yes.
So then once the sunlight goes down and we're ready to actually start chilling, you just need to get like.
That's good, honey.
Get done, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I just think we named off 6 or 7 different things that we did. We'll have to do another series of this in the future, but I think the moral is just making sure that, we establish some simple things that are easy for everybody to pick up and do, and therefore then it makes the house run smoother.
And like even Hunter has a role in this thing too. Like,
of course.
She's starting to learn to make sure
she's over there
helps
looking at us right
with
now.
the dishwasher. We're like, hey Hunter, can you take care of all the plastic stuff?
Right.
Like Hunter also has a role as well.
Right. And I think just the moral is that we make sure that as a house, we're finding little tricks that will help us run a smooth, easy schedule so everyone can participate and they are understanding what to expect.
Right.
If you don't know what to expect, then naturally you're not probably going to do the right thing.
And also you get confused and angry and like, why wasn't I told sooner?
Correct.
I wanted to do this at this time. I was planning my schedule that way. Now I have to do this. You know what I mean?
So we try to honor everybody by making sure that everyone knows what to expect. And then once it's all done, again, what is it? We work first.
Play next.
So we get a little bit of work done. And then we get to enjoy the rest of the evening. And we wake up to a house that's already ready to go for the next day. Right, girls?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Talk to you later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.